Aloha, everyone. Welcome to New Thought Center of Hawaii. Today is March 7th, and we have a wonderful program today with our favorites, our absolute favorites today. So thank you for tuning in and joining us. My name is Tony. I'll be your facilitator. With us today, we have Nancy Shipley Rubin, who will be speaking on a very revealing talk, the revealing force. And we have our harmony people with Gary and Angelisa today with us, and we love their music, and we're really looking forward to hearing from them. So as a warm-up, how about if we have a song, harmony people?
Okay.
Sounds good to us.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
So good to be here. This song is fairly new, and I've been studying Zen this year. And the Roshi that I'm studying under is named Junpo. And he asked me to write a song about a conversation we had. And it's called Junpo's Song. Luminous field, unity sound, endless and open, awareness unbound, all that's without, all that's within. Calling connection as oneness begins. Compassionate heart, clarified mind, present and empty, one breath at a time. Take your seat, the wise man said to me. No one can give it to you. And even if I could, I never ever would rob you this opportunity to take your seat. Ooh, take your seat, you'll see. Your seat, the holy man said to me. Take your seat, you'll see. Is it different, I asked the man, than taking a stand? He said, take your seat, then get back to me. Just take your seat. Ooh, take your seat, he said to me. Take your seat, you'll see. Take your seat, the wise man said to me. No one can give it to you. And even if I could, I never ever would rob you this opportunity to take your seat. Take your seat, you'll see. Take your seat, he said to me. Take your seat, the holy man said to me. Take your seat, you'll see. Is it different, I asked the man, than taking a stand? He said, take your seat, then get back to me.
As oneness
Take your seat. Ooh,
as oneness
take your seat, he said to me. Take your seat, you'll see. Compassionate heart, clarified mind, present and empty, at a time. Luminous field, unity sound, endless and open, awareness unbound.
Oh, lovely, lovely. That so touched my heart and opened my heart. Thank you so much. Just beautiful, really. Just lovely. Thank you for doing that for us. Okay. Now we'll go into our opening prayer. And I've asked Nancy if she would say that for us this morning and open with a prayer for all of us. Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you. So that when you're praying, that means you're talking to your higher self, the higher consciousness. It all gets to like roll in, right? So that the power of prayer gives us the station to hear that which is greater. And that's what you're using this time for, is for us to get tuned up and tuned in to this level of receptivity, this level of receiving. So close your eyes for a moment, take a nice big breath in your heart, and feel yourself getting ready. There's a quickening that happens. That's what prayer is for, creates a quickening. See if you can catch that quickening. And so that as we give thanks to that which is greater, to that which is sublime, pristine, we open ourselves wide in our thanksgiving. And we listen carefully. We listen carefully. So in this time, we give thanks for all that has allowed us to be here in this moment together now. We give thanks for the greatness that we will share together in this space. And we are open. So we are in thanksgiving, in that space of grateful. And we can feel it, every cell of our body, that we are receiving that depth of self. And for that, we give thanks and acknowledge the power of Amen.
Thank you, Nancy. Wow, I really feel in the now and open and ready to receive. So thank you. So good morning, everyone. Again, this is March 3rd, or excuse me, March 7th. Welcome to New Thought Center of Hawaii. We are a 501c nonprofit church. And our goal is to provide a sanctuary of aloha for nourishment, development, and evolution of each individual's unique spiritual path. And I think as much as we're unique, everyone that participates or comes to New Thought or tunes in has a very unique path. And our job is to weave that lei around each one of you, because you're all unique. You know, we draw from so many disciplines. All of our speakers are so different and they bring so much to the table. We originally started as Kona Community Church of Religious Science, founded in 1971. We are coming up to our 50-year anniversary soon. So yeah, 50 years is a big deal. We do not have a minister. We minister to ourselves. Each week we have a different presenter, a different facilitator, and different musicians. So it's evolving, it's changing, and yet it's still it's still a loving support and backdrop for all of you, especially during these times when things are changing quite rapidly. We are affiliated with the International New Thought Alliance, which is kind of like an umbrella organization. We share certain common beliefs and attitude, and which is INTA, which has included unity in religious science churches, and we're sort of unique. We've moved around a fair amount in different states. We've hunted for different places, and we haven't found anything like New Thought. It's like it sprouted its own little buds on this island. So again, welcome. We're glad you're with us today. Now we're going to have a reading. Pasha's going to do a reading from the Science of Mind magazine. And it's kind of like a thought for today. Each day there's a reading, and they're pretty profound, and it's always so appropriate for the date and the speakers and everything that comes together. So Pasha, what is our reading for today?
Well, this is the magazine, and it's sort of it's a way that we kind of honor our roots, since our center did begin in religious science. And the magazine was actually established by Ernest Holmes. I think it was in the middle of the Depression, so that's a good reminder that you can still have creative, wonderful things happening even in troubled times. So this particular reading that I'm going to share with you is called Unity, the Essence of Inclusion. And it starts with a quote from Geneviève Berend. It says, you will be given constant suggestions by the Spirit regarding the sanest and most fruitful methods of living your own personal life in true unity with God. The second quotation is from Ernest Holmes. It says, the circle of love is complete. It comprehends all, includes all, and binds all together with cords of everlasting unity. And the essay for this day, for this month actually, they're written by a teacher named Eugene Holden. He's one of my favorite authors that I see in this magazine. Inclusion requires work. Let's not pretend that it doesn't. It takes consistent practice to include everything in our lives. Unity is letting go of all sense of separation. It is important to know we are not separate from anything. Whenever we experience what we call separation, it is only because we think we are separate. As Shakespeare said, it is our thinking that makes it so. The truth is, we are not separate at all. Today, practice unity. Be unified not only with Spirit, God, divine intelligence, but also be unified with all of life. This means being unified with our good, our prosperity, and our perfect health. Also be unified with the people, places, and situations that may not be to your liking. If we are to be the change we want to see in the world, we must be unified with what we do want to see in the world. As we practice unity from this consciousness, we start to live in oneness with all, as well as with the all capitalized. Be one with love. Be one with life. Step into and live from the essence of oneness, from the essence of unity. And the reading concludes with an affirmation. It consists of 4 short sentences, and it's from Ernest Holmes. So I'll say each sentence, and then pause for you to repeat it. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. Thank you.
Thank you, Pasha. Oh my goodness, there were so many delicious things in that. So much to contemplate on. And I liked especially when it said it requires work. Unity requires work. It's there, it's already there. It's our thinking that makes it different. But sometimes it does take discipline and focus and a little bit of work. Sometimes it happens naturally, spontaneously. So, yes, good reminders, good affirmations. I like those affirmations. So thank you. Now we'll go back to the harmony people who are going to sing a second song that I'm really looking forward to. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Well, we're looking forward to this one too. It's called "Brighter Than Gold," and as Pasha was reading the reading, we were laughing and looking at each other and looking at the music. So this is our song about Pasha's reading. It's called "Brighter Than Gold." Good times will come, good times will go, good times will come round again. Sometimes the hard times are all that we know, but our souls are much brighter than gold. Yes, our souls shine brighter than gold. Brown and white, black, yellow and red, we all know the rainbow means good times ahead. Rain is still falling while the sunshine begins. Round in a circle the color wheel spins, and it's hey diddle diddle. The cat played the fiddle and the women jumped over the moon. Brown and white, black, yellow and red, our souls are much brighter than gold. Yes, our souls shine brighter than gold. Feathers and fur and scales and hair, we all breathe together in an ocean of air. Skin deep and bone deep and heart deep, we know. Together we go back as far as we go, and it's hey diddle diddle. The cat played the fiddle and the women jumped over the moon. Deep in our bones are the earth-born stones, and our souls are much brighter than gold. Yes, our souls shine brighter than gold. Good times will come, good times will go, good times will come round again. Sometimes the hard times are all that we know, but our souls are much brighter than gold. Yes, our souls shine brighter than gold. Classism, racism, sexism, ageism rip into tatters the life that we share. Brothers and sisters, come reweave the tapestry. Love is a fabric that never can tear, and it's hey diddle diddle. The cat played the fiddle and the women jumped over the moon. Love is a fabric that never can tear, and our souls are much brighter than gold. Yes, our souls shine brighter than gold. Good times will come, good times will go, good times will come round again. Sometimes the hard times are all that we know, but our souls are much brighter than gold. Yes, our souls shine brighter than gold. Yes, our souls shine brighter than gold. Brighter than brighter than gold.
Thank you. That was lovely. Well, you've got the best name, Harmony, because I love your harmony. Love that harmony. Just beautiful. Thank you. So now I'm going to introduce Nancy Shipley Rubin. And I have a brief introduction. And Nancy, and we know this, we've seen Nancy many times at New Thought and done her workshops and listened to her speak. And she's honest, she's got a sense of humor, she makes everything real. And I find when I'm listening to her talks, her words, something becomes real for me. I'm able to incorporate it. I just become immersed in it. Let me say that. Nancy's a gifted psychic and counselor, providing clear, direct guidance and teaching. Yeah, absolutely. Her work evolved over 25 years of psychic practice, formal studies in psychology, and contemplative studies. The information is presented in a grounding format with real life examples. Yes. She encourages each person to access their own inner guidance and receive their unique gifts. Presenting principles of empowerment in a kind of humorous manner. Yes. Nancy reveals the depth of who we are. Nancy also teaches and does workshops twice a year. And well, she teaches a lot, but she does a workshop series twice a year in Hawaii, in California, Alaska, and Canada. And she's available for consultation in person or on the phone. And she has an ongoing correspondence study twice a year. So her topic today is going to be the revealing force. So may it reveal itself, Nancy. Thank you.
Thank you. That was beautiful. I really appreciate your recognition, and I feel it in my heart. And so here we are. It is like it's important for us to connect right now. So let's just take a nice big breath and open our heart space and feel each other. And just be willing to recognize that we're all in this together. Yeah, that's what we've been singing about. That's what Pasha spoke so eloquently. We are all in this together. And so that within that, the times that we sit now are asking us to come to a different perspective of ourselves, a different perspective, the way we embrace our world. And this perspective isn't new per se, and yet it is. And so that when we come together today, now, we're going to have to learn something new. We're going to have to come in and recognize that it's not about just kind of waking up what is obvious before, but to come and recognize that a new perspective is being asked of you. In fact, this new perspective is already being given. So it isn't about so much really thinking that you have to figure something out. It's almost like you have to get used to this new feeling that's taking place. So that we wanted to talk to you about what we call the revealing force. It's a quality that we are identifying through the heart space that is able to know, able to see, able to embrace all that we are experiencing right now. And what we're experiencing right now is really interesting because if you haven't figured it out yet, we're actually in the middle of an extinction. We're in a time where there is intense level of dissolution. And so if you were thinking of a personal extinction of your own world, right? What would it be falling away right now? And what would remain? Because we've gone through epic histories over and over again. It recreates itself every time. I think what's this, number 11 in our epic release. And so that when you get close to the edge, you'll have two pieces that you move through. One is you'll grieve the loss of the old. You grieve a loss of some part of yourself in a way. And you'll have a sense that the world isn't going to be back. I mean, we keep hearing around the sense of what they call the new normal, that we're not going to come back. Humpty Dumpty has truly fallen off the wall. And no matter how much glue we apply, it is not going to be the same again. And so that you stand in a very, very important pivotal spot in that you can use your heart and your mind to create a new world for yourself. And it may be that some of our sickness, because there's a lot of sickness going on, is an aspect of bringing our attention to what's not working anymore. It may be that there's a sense of looking at the way that the world structures itself politically, economically, energetically, and we would have to say, I don't think it can sustain. I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's going to last. So what do we have to do? This is where you and me come in, yeah? We have to vision a new world. That's what we heard about in the sense that there's these ideal perfections of worlds. I don't know if I actually believe that, but I love the sound of it. I feel a sense that there is a wave, a energetic connection that is coming into all of us that lets us know as we are in our heart, when we are being nourished and when we're not. When we're being real and when we're not. So how do we know this? That's that revealing force I was talking about. The sense that some part of you's got this all wired and figured out. It's already here. That's what unity consciousness is about. The land of grand possibility, that there is whatever it is, it's unfolding itself. There is a certain place in destiny that said it's already formed. And then we go back to a personal level, like really intimate aspect. Maybe you have 3 or 4 possibilities of how you're going to go. And you would have to figure out what it is that you would need to embrace or learn in order to take the higher road. So let me tell you some stories, okay? When I was in my early times, I was actually, I in high school, I worked as a waitress and loved it. Best money I ever made. I was like, woohoo, you know, you're really like, oh, I'm rich, I got a car, I got cigarettes, I got a new record player, right? All that kind of stuff, right? You got to be a teenager to really get into it. And it's like, and so that I was standing, it's like at the edge of this counter, talking to some of the town drunks, because we were the greasy spoon in the center of Fort Bragg. And I had this sense come over me. 16 to 23, very powerful visionary time. If you have teenagers, this is the time when they're going to form into a deep sense of impression of what their purpose is and what they've come here for. That's our first real big window, if you miss the 3-year-old part. So I'm sitting here and suddenly I feel like myself is being revealed to me. Because as I'm looking at this person who probably everybody else in town has kind of written them off, I see something in them. I couldn't tell you what it was. I mean, I didn't have the language for any of this stuff, but I saw something. I saw an illuminated being that was working so hard to be loved and be accepted and be nurtured. And this opposing force that was working so hard to put them to sleep, to numb their reality, to basically take them out. And I saw this amazing contrast between these two very powerful forces in a person. And I'm looking at it, right? You know, I'm 16, I'm looking at it and I'm going, I think I'm going to spend the rest of my life figuring that one out. Now, where that came from, I don't think I was really ready, thinking I was going to give up my good money at that point and stop doing anything but waiting tables. but it's like in some ways, something revealed itself that took me far beyond what I could even imagine as possible in my little person. That's when I started hearing that there was some other part of me that knew something, some other part of me that I would hear it coming out of my mouth that I didn't quite know what to do with, but I knew I had to respect it. And I knew that if I didn't, that I could live a pretty miserable life. So little town, boyfriend, drugs and alcohol, right? It was like marvelous kind of 1970s time. It was like, and it's like, and I could feel myself kind of moving in a direction of pointlessness and recognize that something had to shift. Something had to shift. And so that there was, again, this points where this level of revealing of this, who am I inside? And I was looking in and I was going, you know, if there's a part of me, it's like if you ever played with different kinds of past life experiences, you find these personalities in you, you're going, when did she show up, right? And it's like, and so I looked at this part and he goes, you know, Nancy, you could do one of two directions. You could basically follow along in the small town relic movement that is here. And it's like, by the time you're 40, you'd be an alcoholic. You probably weigh about 240 pounds. And you have 3 kids and no husband. And I looked at that and went, ouch, not my plan, you know? And I was like, okay, so what do I have to do? Right? It's like, what do I have to do? I don't want that destiny. But if I had stayed unconscious, if I had just hung in my drugs and rock and roll and kept going on that level, there is nothing that tells me that the easy way out would have rolled me right down that path. And I would have done good things, I know, but the nature of my soul wouldn't stop just because of the way I identified myself as a person. The work happens no matter what you decide to do it within. But there was something in me that kind of like grabbed on to me and went, you got to take the high road. And it was at that point that I recognized that this depression had to stop. I had to hear that the depression was telling me that I was moving into a very kind of collapsed energetic field of sameness, and that I had to follow a different place inside. Now, my feeling is, and the reason I want you to hear this story from all of the levels of youth, is that right now we are in these same energetic decisions. Which way are we going to go? Are we going to stay in the same personal kind of identity cycle that, for me, it was like, it was pretty clear, that level of identity. I felt the darkness and the depression of pre-alcoholic behaviors in my body. I swore later that it was basically that I wasn't that in another life. And I had to have some kind of excommunication to like move it out of me. That's the fun of being a psychic. You actually can start seeing these things. So that it's like, as I started moving with this, it became very clear to me that we have a choice, even though it may not feel like we do. And so the reason I wanted to talk to you today is because I want to talk to you about this choice and about that part of you that recognizes that things are shifting. And you're going to have to listen carefully, deep in your heart, for the next step. Because in this movement of extinction, it's just going to keep rolling itself out into dissolution, into dissolution. And if you're here and you recognize you want to help, then you have to take an octave higher than this aspects of pandemic, this aspects of closure, this aspects of difficulty. And it doesn't mean that you suddenly are all better, you know, and it's like you feel marvelous again. I don't think that's it. We will deal with whatever we have inside of us, but we have to keep coming back to asking and listening for a revealing force that shows us that path. What does it take? Faith, clarity, the ability to step in and understand where you are going, and to know when it is you're basically going into a place that the Dalai Lama talks about it as dullness or apathy, where you basically go flip the switch in your own nature and just go along with the sameness because you don't know what else to do. That's what I could have done in these two junctures. I could have basically denied my sight and the sense of what it meant to bring this deeper sense of awareness and awakening into the level of mundane realities. I would be able to keep coming back to the sense that this calls for something greater. So if you're serious about this, and I hope I got your ear, right? If you're serious, you're going to have to ask for an increase in your vitality. You're going to have to go in and go, I don't know what it takes, but I got to get my energy moving in a way that gives me a feeling of being alive. That I've got to go to wherever it is that the window is clouded, wherever I hold myself as I can't handle this, or it's too overwhelming, or whatever it is. And I'm going to have to call myself out on it a little bit. Not by making myself wrong or judging myself because I'm not acting perfectly according to God's will. Not like that. I have to bring compassion to the weak aspects of my nature. I have to bring a deep level of appreciation and love for the sensitive parts of me that are picking up all this that's going on. I have to learn how to take care of the most sensitive parts of my nature. And unless I am willing to absolutely do that, then this wave of dullness and apathy could leave me in absolute total brain fog. You know, I've been grieving since I was born around this aspect of the loss. I mean, everything seems to be overdue and its level of falling away. If you read the papers, you understand what I'm talking about. There was a certain point, and I was standing in New Thought, right in the center of the room. Remember this beautiful, wonderful gallery of magic that we all get to be in when we're together. And I realized that everybody was grieving. And in grief, all you do is concentrate on the power of the loss. And out of my mouth came, it's time to stop grieving. You know, and sometimes when you say something that shakes you, it's like, oh my God. What would I do if I wasn't grieving? Maybe I was not, maybe that would mean I was trying to ignore or run away or not pay attention. And it's like, but if you listen to our new generations coming in, they're not interested in grieving. They're interested in rebuilding. They're interested in new technology and new levels of liveness. They're actually asking everybody to wake up and understand the reality of what's going on now, not by falling asleep or pulling away, but by getting creative and excited and energized, by writing songs, by coming back and bringing the honor of the depth of our soul into conscious awareness. So that vitality, we need more life in here. You may call for vitality and fall asleep and sleep for a week. I mean, and that would be a really good thing because it means you're resting and rebuilding your energy field. The reason we're so tired is we keep trying to make it work when it's not working. We keep exposing ourselves to frequencies and energetics that are not life-giving. They are basically the power of dissolution. The revealing force gives you the ability, it lives inside of you, to recognize what you need to align to at every moment in order to be this deeper sense of connection. We know we don't die, right? We figured that one out already. Nobody can get rid of us no matter what. Right? We're still here, right? We're not going anywhere, but some part of us then is going to gather ourselves up, even if you decide, okay, tomorrow is my day, I'm catching the train, I'm going to heaven, whatever it is you're going to do. It's like, okay, what are you taking with you? What is it that you are going to be moving? And so that we're gathering in consciousness on this whole global alignment, what we want to take with us. And this level of consciousness is decided by who you are now. So I'm not quite sure why I'm so excited about all of this. It just lights my candle to have a sense that we could actually use this time to be able to come into a new level of luminosity and connection, that we could wake up to our creativity, we could accept what it is that exhausts us and start really coming to a new level of connection and aliveness. Now, I live in Hawaii, I live in Oahu. I mean, it's so beautiful. I can't understand what it would be like to live in some of the conditions I hear that people are having to deal with all these kinds of climate change connections. And my prayers are with them every minute. And so it's not for me to say that anybody should be anyway, because I lived in a very gifted and connected life. I figured my job, really, being here, is to inspire. It's the only thing I really think that I ever was here for, was to be a power of inspiritedness. And so when we come together, when we feel our sense of unity, when we recognize our inner connection, we can share vitality, we can share aliveness, we can have a sense that we can open up to a much greater sense of connection to the universe and do whatever it is that we came here to do. That it's said that really the only thing in the end that we look to is if we have fulfilled our purpose. So when I come back to, there I am at 16, looking at my wonderful town drunk and seeing the nature of all the different levels of attention this man is holding, and that there is a sweeping compassion that comes through me that I don't even understand, and rests in that consciousness to say that I'm here, not to reform him, not to judge him, not to make him anything other than appreciating who he is. That brings vitality and aliveness. So I just want to take a moment here to open, just give yourself permission to open your heart. You're hearing me, I know it. So just open your heart and receive this depth of revealing force within yourself. Feel it. And know that this is your guide. It will direct you. It will lead you. It'll move you by faith through the waters that you do not know you can swim in. Feel it in your body in a way that it anchors all the way down through your belly button, all the way into the base of your spine. Some of you are tired. You need to rest. Some of you are anxious and ready to roll. You need focus and direction. All of these come through the strength of the revealing force. So that sometimes communication is much bigger than words. And so that what I'm booking on today is that you can feel me. And you can feel that I'm here ready to fulfill my purpose. I'm here to inspire you to be the best you can be, to call for vitality, to bring in a very deep healing force into your nature, and to recognize that you matter, that you count, and that the forces that be will do everything possible to bring you to the highest place of aliveness. Because that, my friend, is how evolution works. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, thank you, Nancy. You are doing your job. let me tell you, you are doing your job. You always motivate me for sure so much. And there's so much that you said that I just recognize in my own life and that I have been contemplating on. And this does motivate me. It motivates me a lot to relook, to study, to go in deeper. And yeah, it's just different times, and it calls for looking for the revealing force for sure. That's always been there, that's always been formulated, and maybe just looks or appears or feels a little different now. And I think I was at New Thought when you went out to the center of the room and did that. I remember going, whoa, where did that come from?
It was so strong for me. You know, when you say something that it just like throws you back. And you know, I've not grieved since that moment. It's like whatever happened there, I was like, I'm done. You know, I put in my 60 years and I'm moving on.
That's it. Yeah. I remember that. I energetically, whoo, I remember that.
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah.
We do good stuff together. That's the beauty of the church and why we come together is for these moments.
And even today, I feel very much all of you, and I feel everybody that's tuning in and listening. Honestly, I feel everyone right here, right now. I feel everyone. Oh, so thank you again. Well, kind of took my breath away a little bit. I got to get it back. So now we're going to have some offertory music, and Pasha's going to screen share and show the way that we're able to donate to New Thought, because we still are having our programs. We may not be there in the Lanai, and hopefully down the road soon that will be different, but for now, but we still have all of our obligations and still want to bring great speakers like Nancy to all of you. So I don't even know if you can see it, I sort of have a bowl back there that's supposed to represent our bowl of light, our offertory bowl, our koa bowl. And the harmony people, would you like to play us an offertory song?
Yes. It's called The Cove.
There's a place by the ocean, caught between the cliffs and the tide, a narrow sandy slice of the garden with the rocks on either side. Come and meet me by the water. I'll see you at the edge of the sea. Neptune's son and Aphrodite's daughter, for one day we shall be free. You won't need your suit of armor. You may leave it on the sand. Feel the sun upon your body and the breeze upon your skin. Come and meet
Lovely, lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now we're going to do our announcements, and we'll start with Nancy. Maybe you can talk about some things you have going on, continuing, and some things that'll be coming up. And then when you're finished, we'll have the Harmony people share what they're up to and what they have going on.
So when this whole thing started in March, we decided we wanted to make some kind of contribution to community. So we came up with Free Friday. And Free Friday is a 1-hour lecture in 3 o'clock Hawaii time. And it's free. And so that you can look on our website and get the link and just come on in. And what it's created is a really powerful ongoing teaching that's kind of giving us all the coordinates of what it is that needs to happen and how it's unfolding, so that we are really, really happy and welcoming to anyone who wants to join us. And you just can connect with us through our website and you'll have it. Our next workshop is called The Revealing Force, and it's going to be in April 18th and 19th. Right now we are in a class already. So we do classes and study programs. And we're going to do workshops about every 2 months. So you can kind of keep an eye on us as you're interested in wanting to study more, and also that you can get recordings of Free Friday if you can't make it on that timeline. But we're really happy. We're happy to basically finally move over into Zoom. That was the big plunge that we went through. And we're pretty happy to be doing it in this way. It's like, it's good.
Great, good, thank you. Harmony people, what would you like to share with us?
Well, we've gone virtual too, of course. We haven't played a live show since last March. But every 2 weeks, we have a concert. We broadcast from right here at 5 p.m.
PDT.
Pacific time, which is 3 p.m. Hawaii time on Sunday afternoon. And so you can tune into either of our Facebook pages or go to theharmonypeople.com. And we'll sing for you for an hour.
We call it Live at 5, and it's a lot of fun. So that's what we're doing. And a lot of people like yourselves have started reaching out. So we are getting back into these beautiful opportunities as well. So anyway, thank you for having us here
Great.
with you.
Thank you for sharing. Live at 5, okay.
Thanks.
Very good. Now, Pasha's going to screen share with us so we can tell you what's going on at New Thought Center. Sunday service at 10, and we'll be on Zoom for at least maybe another week. This is continually, we're continually monitoring and keeping an eye on things, and so right now we're doing everything on Zoom, and hopefully that will change soon. And you can go onto the YouTube link, and you can actually see our prior services at any time. You can pull any of them up. So next week is Sage Lewis, When the Student is Ready, and music by James. I'm not sure. Sorry, I'm going to probably mispronounce it, but Shatower. And the recording will be on Zoom, or excuse me, on YouTube. On 3/21 is our spring equinox ceremony, which Dawn does every quarter. Dawn Barnett, and that'll be live streamed from the New Thought Lanai. So that will be special. And then on 3/28, Craig Villarubia, Forgiveness as a Means to Everything You Want. That also will be live streamed from the New Thought Lanai by YouTube. Meanwhile, we do still have some weekly classes. Monday, we have gentle yoga with Maria Meehan from 5 to 6:30, $15 to $20, and there's a drop-in fee. Thursday, book study group with Davina Mar, Love is Letting Go of Fear, from 4 to 5:30. And Sundays, Living Aloha group from 4 to 5 with Davina Mar by donation. So on Tuesday, March 9th, there's a heart-to-heart connection practice group from 4 to 6 by Davina. She's very active and doing a lot for the community. But you do need to RSVP for that, and the cost is $17. And please consider sending aloha or your comments to Joel wow, Kukendall, and see what others have posted on caringbridge.org/Hank Wesselman. And that's a good place to reflect and see what the community has shared concerning Hank and Jill. And our aloha, our thoughts, and our love continue to go out to Jill. Our mailing list, if you want to be on our weekly e-newsletter, go into newthoughtcenterofhawaii.com. And you'll also find us on Facebook and Dolphin Partners. So a lot of ways to find us. So please do. Thank you. So now we're going to have our closing song from the Harmony People.
Hang on.
Okay, here we are. Hang on.
There you are. Great. We'll give you a minute there. Yeah.
This song is called Dance Like Children. You're in a transformation
And you're working just a little hard. Send your ego on vacation, 'cause it's earned a little R&R. Ah, ooh, you know what I mean. Ooh, you know what I mean. Let your body do the thinking. Let your heart lay down the beat. Let your feet know more than you do. While you're dancing down the street,
while you're dancing down the street. Go on and be a soul gypsy. Wander the world
and see what you can see.
when you make the journey from the head into the heart. Every little moment is a brand new start. I am spirit, you are spirit. Dance the spirit, dance, dance like children. I am spirit, you are spirit. Dance the spirit, dance, dance like children. Dance like children.
You're in the yoga of connection. Communication is the real art. You can see your own reflection in the mirror of another's heart. Ah, ooh, you know what I mean. Yes, you do. You know what I mean. Feel the motion in the up and out. Feel the stillness of the in and down. Hear the rhythm of the cosmos. Feel the spirit in the ground.
Feel the spirit in the ground. Go on and be a soul gypsy. Wander the world
And be what you can be
when you make the journey from the head into the heart. Every little moment is a brand new start. I am spirit, you are spirit. Dance the spirit, dance, dance like children. I am spirit, you are spirit. Dance the spirit, dance, dance like children. Dance like children.
Sing it.
I am spirit, you are spirit. Dance the spirit, dance, dance like children. I am spirit, you are spirit. Dance the spirit, dance, dance like children. Dance like children.
Wow. What a wonderful way to conclude our program. Thank you, Harmony People. Thank you, Nancy, for being with us. Thank you, Pasha, for your behind the scenes work. And thank you to all of you for tuning into New Thought today and being with us. Aloha.